Coming up next on BG24 News.
Students and faculty are criticizing a popular and anonymous Twitter user about her questionable tweets. The person behind Gossip Falcon speaks out for the first time.
Put out that cigarette. You might not be able to smoke on campus much longer. Reporter Dominique Hicks asks student leaders when smoking ban might happen.
We broke the news last week that Greek life is looking at a massive makeover. Reporter Gemma Schultz takes an in-depth look at the university's construction plan for Greek communities.
These stories and more next.
Wood County's live local news starts right now. This is BG24 News, live at 5:30.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Savino.
And I'm Parminder Bunga. College students are one of the biggest demographics on Twitter, and BGSU students are no exception. Some local Twitter users are getting creative with their Twitter accounts. Carly Ranks joins us now to discuss one local Twitter superstar.
Thanks, Parminder. More than 500 million people use Twitter. These users follow well-known stars like Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, and Katy Perry. But superstars aren't the only ones getting lots of followers. One Twitter star is right here on campus. Though she's popular, her tweets are getting mixed reviews.
Senior Nick Bandera was surprised when Gossip Falcon tweeted a picture from his childhood.
So I was a little creeped out because she photoshopped some words onto my picture. It was a picture of me as a T-ball, in T-ball, and she put play ball or something. I was a little weirded out.
Some students, like Bandera, think it could be a serious issue.
I think that it could be stopped. It'd probably be the best idea just because people get hurt easily.
Concerns have reached faculty members as well.
I think Gossip Falcon is fun and interesting, but potentially really a problem, especially when there's photographs and names attached. It can really become about social control or shaming people, and it can become bullying.
Gossip Falcon declined face-to-face interviews, but did agree to a Skype interview.
Do you think people should be paranoid that you're gonna tweet about them?
Professor Brown encourages students to be careful what they post online. It could be harmful to others and even get students in trouble with the university. Parminder, back to you.
Is Gossip Falcon hurting students or just having fun? Vote in our poll on facebook.com/BG24News.
So once you're registered to vote, you're good to go, right? That might not be the case. The campaign director says one local candidate says students need to make sure they bring the right paperwork to polls.
During early vote, super easy. All you need to know is the last 4 digits of your social number. You don't need to bring an ID. You don't need to know your precinct. You can just go to the courthouse, give them the last 4 digits of your social, and vote. Right there. It's done. No ID necessary, no voter ID card, none of that. On Election Day, November 6th, it gets a little more complicated. You need an ID with your current address, or you need a utility bill or a bursar bill from the university stating your current address if you've registered here on campus. We're worried not all students know that or don't have that proper identification.
Election Day is less than 30 days away. You can keep up with election coverage by watching BG24 Politics every other Wednesday. We'll have full coverage of election night from 8 to 10 p.m. on November 6th.
The Recreation and Wellness Center is going pink for breast cancer awareness this week. Group X members are encouraged to wear pink to support breast cancer research and awareness. Members can bring friends to workout classes for free. They ask students to consider donating as little or as much as possible. Boxes will be available after workout classes. Money collected will go to the Susan G. Komen Foundation.
We don't usually see kids on campus, but this weekend will be different. It's Falcon Family Weekend. The university is planning many events for students and their family members. Younger siblings can check out amphibians and reptiles at the Herpetology Lab tomorrow night from 6 to 9. Superhero fans can watch the Avengers in the Student Union afterwards. On Saturday, you can even visit BG24 News here at West Hall. Families can read the nightly news, give the weather forecast, and read sports.
What does the weather look like for family weekend, Lacey?
Well, coming up, we'll have a forecast at what the weather will be like for this weekend. Hopefully, we'll be having some warmer temperatures.
Coming up next,
Campus could be smoke-free very soon. Will smokers need to find another place to light up?
the polls show that President Barack Obama is losing his lead to Governor Mitt Romney. In tonight's vice presidential debate, will Congressman Paul Ryan propel the Republicans into the White House? Or can Vice President Joe Biden hold his own? Stay with us.
1 year from now, the current sorority and Greek facilities will be gone. Reporter Gemma Schultz says the new Greek houses will look completely different.
The Greek housing project has been underway since October 2010 here at Bowling Green State University. The project has 3 phases and could take up to 4 years to be completed. Design and construction of the housing renovation is scheduled to be approved in December of this year. The new housing location is yet to be decided, but is narrowed down between Sorority Row on Thurston Street and Fraternity Row on Wooster Street. At either locations, the current Greek housing will be demolished to make room for the new.
Students are expecting modern amenities concerning heating and air conditioning, the ability to have internet connectivity, both Wi-Fi and hardwired. Parking always comes up, but that's a little bit of a challenge on a college campus and how you situate that in the right location.
Planning, designing, and constructing will take nearly 36 months and isn't expected to be finished until December 2015.
I'm concerned about when it's going to be done because I don't know if it'll be my senior year or after I graduate, but I'll still be excited to come back and visit my sisters in the house.
For BG24 News, I'm Gemma Schultz.
The Greek buildings are among a dozen buildings to be rebuilt or renovated. The university has contracted capital planning to renovate Mosley, University, and several other halls on campus.
It's Thursday, and many students will go looking for a good time. Odds are they won't consider that reports of sexual assault are skyrocketing across the country. The Centers for Disease Control say that 1 in 4 college women report surviving rape or attempted rape. Police advise students to be aware of their surroundings.
A lot of times on college campuses, sexual assaults revolve around alcohol. A lot of them are non-stranger. But things you can think about if you're going out or things of that nature is to be with friends. Don't take a drink from people you don't know. Don't leave them unattended. If you do have a friend that appears to be impaired for whatever reason, don't leave them alone. Get them to a safe place and take them with you.
If you've been sexually assaulted or have questions, call campus police at 419-372-2346. We'll post further contact information and resources on our Facebook page.
BGSU, a smoke-free campus. Those appear to be the fighting words. The undergraduate student government is discussing the possibility of outlawing nicotine smoking on campus. BG24 reporter Dominique Hicks tells us the reaction is polarized.
Do you think a smoke-free campus will benefit students?
I think it's a good issue for the campus to grapple with. Certainly, smoking has so many implications for individuals' health, and I think we have a responsibility to make sure that we're providing the healthiest environment that we can for everyone here.
Undergraduate Student Government President Alex Solis says this has been a recommendation that has been given to all public universities across the state of Ohio.
It's actually an initiative brought forth by the Ohio Board of Regents, which is like our education board for the state of Ohio. Though there's no particular way to enforce this initiative, it's more like a strong recommendation to have our campus become tobacco-free.
Although the policy is not set, if it does get passed, an alternative to students that do smoke will have to be established.
Those are very unclear at this time. I think discussion is being facilitated by smoking hubs on campus, like certain places you can smoke. The policy is very, very much in the rough draft place, so I am very concerned about alternatives and how really this is going to play out.
Dominique Hicks, BG24 News.
The undergraduate student government meets every Monday at 7:30 p.m. in room 228 of the Student Union. The meetings are open to all undergraduate students.
Class registration starts next week for some BGSU students. Seniors can register for classes on Tuesday, and juniors can register for classes on Thursday. Students can register starting at 7 a.m. In the meantime, students can line up their classes under the Plan tab. The university encourages students to speak with their advisors to make sure they're on the right track to graduate.
Coming up next.
Ohio health officials say more than 400 people could have been exposed to a meningitis outbreak. That's the same outbreak that's killed 12 nationwide. We'll tell you about the disease that's affecting Ohioans like you.
Speaking of Ohio, Vice President Joe Biden and Congressman Paul Ryan are fighting for the swing states' votes tonight on all major TV networks. We've got a preview of the big debate. Stay with us.
Now, Wood County's live local forecast with BG24 Black Swamp weather.
Hi, Lacey Hagan here with a look at your local Black Swamp forecast. If you take a look outside, we're sitting at about 59 degrees. It's pretty sunny, and we have winds coming out of the southwest at 19 miles per hour, but we actually have wind gusts up to 31 miles per hour, so it's a bit breezy out there. Tonight's forecast will be dropping down to about 39 degrees, partly cloudy, and we'll have winds of up to about 16 miles per hour out of the northwest. For tomorrow's forecast, we'll get up to about 54 degrees with some sun and winds staying down low at about 11 miles per hour. For tomorrow night's forecast, we'll drop down to about 34 degrees. It'll be partly cloudy. So if you take a look out at the national radar, we have a little bit of precipitation up north, but nothing affecting the Toledo area near Bowling Green, nothing coming too soon. So for our current temperatures, we're sitting about 58, maybe a little bit lower because of the wind that we have, but overall not too bad for fall temperatures, especially for the parents' weekend or family weekend that we'll have this weekend. For our 5-day forecast, we will be getting up to about 54 degrees on Friday with a low of 34. Saturday, we'll have some late showers and possibly thunderstorms up to about 63. So with any plans that you have with your parents, you might want to bring an umbrella. For Sunday, we'll get up to about 68 degrees, a little bit warmer, but we'll still have some lingering showers. Monday will be about 57, and Tuesday we'll get up to about 62 degrees. So overall, a really nice forecast for the family weekend.
A bizarre outbreak of meningitis continues to scare Ohioans. The outbreak stemmed from a health center in Framingham, Massachusetts. Health officials say a steroid used in contaminated injections is tied to the outbreak. CNN's Shelby Lynn has more about the ferocious disease in CNN's Health Minute.
Fungal meningitis is a rare illness that causes swelling in the membrane surrounding the brain and spine. It cannot be passed from person to person, and health officials say the outbreak is caused by tainted drugs that were injected into the spine to relieve back pain. The current outbreak, first reported last week, is linked to an injectable steroid made by the New England Compounding Center, a pharmacy in Massachusetts. It has recalled the injected steroid. 75 facilities in 23 states received the product, according to the CDC. Health officials say patients who received an injection at one of the facilities beginning May 21st and who started showing symptoms between 1 to 3 weeks after the injection should see their doctor as soon as possible. Symptoms include headaches, fever, nausea, and neck stiffness. They can also include light sensitivity, confusion, and dizziness. Treatment includes high doses of antifungal medications, which are typically given through an IV line in the hospital.
If you're feeling any of these symptoms, health officials advise that you go to your doctor for a blood test.
Tonight, the presidential candidates take a step back, while the vice presidential hopefuls take the spotlight. Historically, the vice presidential debates haven't played a big role in the outcome of the election. But this time, pollsters are saying the VP debate will matter more than ever. Democrats were shocked following President Barack Obama's lackluster performance during last Thursday's debate. The president himself joked about his rough performance on ABC News yesterday. So Democrats are relying on a current Vice President, Joe Biden, to speak up for their party. Republicans, on the other hand, are enjoying a rush of support following Governor Mitt Romney's performance. They're hoping Romney's VP candidate, Paul Ryan, will help maintain their momentum in the polls. You can watch the debate tonight on most major TV channels. It starts at 9 p.m. Now, let's go to Perry Yost for a preview of BG24 Sports.
Find out which rival is coming to Deutsch Perry Stadium this Saturday. Also, find out which former Falcon is becoming a hit in the NFL. All that and more coming up next on BG24 Sports.
It's un-Falcon believable coverage that you won't get anywhere else. This is BG24 Sports.
Hello and welcome to BG24 Sports. I'm Perry Yost. Thank you for joining us tonight. This Saturday, the BG football team hosts the Miami Redhawks. The Redhawks are 2-0 in the MAC and are led by quarterback Zach Dysert, with 13 touchdown passes on the year and a 63% passing rate. The Falcons have lost to Miami 15 consecutive times at home and hope to turn that around this weekend.
Very talented team. I think the collection of the quarterback, the receivers are as good as anybody we've seen this year. The quarterback is certainly capable of taking in a team and carrying it on its back. He's an outstanding player. We knew that in '09 when he was a freshman, and he's gotten better every year.
Each game's a big game, especially if we keep winning. So Miami, it's a rivalry game, but it was a rivalry game. It was a little bigger back, a few decades ago. But we still look at it as as a big game.
And speaking of football, freshman Alex Bayer was named John Mackey Tight End of the Week. Last week against Akron, Bayer had the game-winning touchdown as the Falcons won 24-10. Congratulations, Alex. And over to some NFL football hitting home here at BGSU. Former Falcon Sean Schweizum has been named the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week for Week 5 in the NFL. Schweizum hit a 34-yarder last week in the final seconds against Philadelphia to lift the Steelers 16-14 over the Eagles. Now over to men's soccer. The Falcons traveled to Ohio State Wednesday night. BGSU lost the game 2-0 and have now dropped to 4-6-2 overall this season. The team will return to action this Saturday night against the University of Buffalo at Cochran Field. Kickoff starts at 7 p.m. Tomorrow, many Falcon teams will be in action, including women's tennis at the Rocket Invitational, women's swimming at the Tom Stubbs Relays, ice hockey versus Union College, and women's soccer versus Buffalo. So make sure to head out and support your Falcons. That's all for BG24 Sports. I'm Perry Yost, and we'll be right back.
A local boy is trying to win the Guinness World Record for the longest chain of shoes. The record was set in 2008 when Washington kids assembled a chain of 10,512 sneakers. It measured 8,700 feet, or more than 1.65 miles. But the local boy wants to do better. BGSU is trying to help the young man by collecting old tennis shoes in the student union. If you want to help the Bowling Green shoe collector, drop off those stinky sneakers at the union by October 27th. Now, Lacey Hagan's back for a last look at weather. Lacey?
Well, it looks like we'll definitely be getting some warmer temperatures for this exciting weekend that the campus has planned. For any of you that have your families coming up, we might have a few showers though. Tomorrow we'll be getting up to about 54 degrees and we'll have sun. Saturday we will have a little bit of some rain, maybe some thunderstorms later on in the evening. We'll still get up to about 63 though, so nice warm temperatures. Sunday we'll get even a little bit warmer, up to about 68, but we'll have lingering showers throughout the day. So any of you that have plans with your family for those activities on campus, you may want to bring an umbrella, maybe even a light jacket. Monday will be about 57 degrees. We'll still have some clouds, but down to just 42, so better than what it has been. Tuesday we'll get up to about 62, so really nice temperatures for this weekend, and hopefully it'll go well for all the things that we have planned.
All right, well, I for one am really looking forward to family weekend. How about you guys?
I see my family every day, so I'm good.
I'm not even going to be here this weekend. I'm going to Women's Weekend with crew, and it's going to be cold, and I'm a little nervous.
You guys, did you meet? Are you going to be there?
I'm going to be here, but I'm not so sure if my parents will be joining me, but we do have a lot of fun things planned for us students too. We have the game.
It's a good chance for those independent types to bring their mom and dad and
maybe catch up on some studying. That's my main thing.
For Tyler Savino, Lacey Hagan, and Perry Yost, I'm Parminder Bunga. Thank you for watching. If you have comments or story ideas, check out our BG24 News website at bg24news.org. See you on Tuesday.